It's a very simple concept, yet it's so hard for men to do. The idea here is when you become less available to a woman, that's what makes her chase you. I get that question all the time. Guys want to know, how do I get her to chase me? Why am I always the one who's chasing her? Of course, you do have to do some initial work, right? You do have to approach, you do have to message, you do have to set up the date, all that good stuff. But if you're starting it off, how do you get her to chase you? And the idea here is to become less available. When you really learn this, what's going to happen is obviously you're going to get women who are more interested in you, but also you're going to start to weed out all the women who are not interested. And what we want to do is we always want to be filtering for women who have the highest level of interest, the ones that are willing to meet up with you, the ones that are willing to get physical with you, okay? So when we go through this weed out process, we're actually getting women to chase us because we are not showing all this interest. So we don't show all this interest, they start to chase us, and now we know the women who actually want us. And it is powerful when you're able to do it correctly. And what's cool too is one of the unseen benefits here is when you become less available, that means that you're doing other things with your life. I like to break it down into 3 different categories: projects, goals, and hobbies, right? Of course, your career is mixed in there. That could be a project you're working on. That could be some sort of goal. It's not a hobby. But I really break it down with projects, goals, hobbies. If we want to throw a 4th one in there, career. This is what you're going to be busy doing with your life. On top of that, you might be meeting friends, spending time with family, all that stuff. But a big majority of your life should be projects, goals, and hobbies, and not running around chasing women who are not interested in you. So you're going to free up all this time that's going to allow you to do other good stuff with your life that actually makes you become more attractive as a guy, because you're learning skills, you're becoming more valuable, you're becoming more interesting as a person, you're getting better at your career, you're working on all these external factors. So these are so important when you are trying to build the attractive lifestyle. Before I go into the theory of how this all works, if you want to learn more about how to become the most attractive person possible, check out the Hooked program. I mention it quite a bit here on the channel. It's at getherhooked.com, and it's a whole video course. It teaches you everything you need. People say, well, Trip, why don't I just watch all your videos for free? Why would I have to go get that course? Well, you totally can do that. The reason why I put together the course is to make it easier for you to go through things one at a time and step by step, and also going through things from beginning to end, right? When you go on a YouTube channel like this, things are all over the place in terms of where do you begin and how does it all work together as one in terms of this whole attraction and mating game. So it's all organized for you in the course. Check it out in the link below. So the theory behind becoming less available and watching her chase is one that I have to bring back from the old PUA times of Mystery and the Mystery Method, famous pickup artist. And he talked about this cat string theory. So this is not mine, this is him who created this and made this up in terms of this metaphor here, or analogy, which is the idea that when you're with a cat, what happens is if you show them a lot of attention, they kind of run away, right? But when you are not touching them, not giving them the string, they start to come over to you, right? So it's like if you give a cat a string, he's not going to play with it. But if you take the string and start taking it away, then the cat starts to chase. So whether you do cat string theory or just attention, I used to live with a cat, so I know how this works. But anyway, the idea here is when you give it to someone, when you give them the thing that they want, they usually want it less. This crazy psychological thing that people want what they can't have. I remember back in the day when I lived in LA, I would go out to the bars and the clubs, and there were some clubs that you just couldn't get into. It was impossible. You had to know a specific promoter. You had to be with 10 women. That was the only way that you could get into these clubs. And sometimes I'd get in, but sometimes I wouldn't. And I remember those times when I couldn't get in, or anytime I did get in, it was so hard to get in that it made me want to get in there more. Okay, so same idea here. It's like you want what you can't have. When someone's taking something away from you, you tend to want it more, especially if that thing is valuable. So how do you do this? I'm going to keep it very simple for you. When you start getting into a relationship with a woman, when I say relationship, I don't mean your boyfriend, girlfriend, committed, monogamous quite yet. I just mean a dating relationship where things are getting started, where you've gone on a few dates, maybe you've slept together. What you need to do is make sure that you're not texting her, you're not giving her compliments, and you're not buying her things. If you stick to that, that should be just enough to get her to chase you. Okay? The reason is because you're not going to be showing her all of your attention. I'm actually working with a client right now, a coaching client, and I'm telling him this exact same thing, and it's working like a charm. I'm saying, listen, man, only text her to meet up. Only buy her things if it's her birthday, right, or Christmas or Hanukkah, when it makes sense. And don't be complimenting her all the time, because that is just going to give her the exact thing that she wants. And I know it sounds like this is game playing, but this is the game, my friend. You start to buy her stuff, you start to compliment her all the time, she's just not going to be interested in you anymore. I know that sounds kind of harsh, but it's true. If you're giving her all these things, showing her all the things, this becomes you being needy, and it starts to result in you being unattractive. I didn't make up the rules. This is how it works. And then it was funny. I was talking to my client. He goes, so do I have to be an asshole? I don't understand. Like, don't give her any attention whatsoever. I said, no, man, you're giving her plenty of attention. You're meeting up with her. You're going on dates with her. You're going on trips with her. You guys are having sex. You're forming a relationship. When you're with her, you're a cool, chill, nice guy. You're doing all that stuff. You're just not texting her all day long, talking to her on the phone all day long, even though I know people don't do that, and giving her compliments and buying her things and giving her flowers all the time. That stuff pushes a woman away. We want them to chase you and come to you. And of course, the attention will be given to her when you guys are on real dates. I think that's pretty reasonable. The first step you can do here, stop texting the women that you're dating. Guys, it's almost impossible for guys not to do this. This is why I repeat this so much on my videos, because I don't think guys are getting it yet. It's so powerful, so I want you to get it. I want this to work for you, man. I want you to stop texting her and make sure that you're only giving her the attention when you guys are in person. You text her to set the date, and that's it. That's all you have to do, and that's all I want you to do so you can be busy doing other things. What? Your projects, your goals, your hobbies, your career, all that good stuff, okay? You want more information on this to become the most valuable, attractive guy ever, check out the Hooked program. It will do you no wrong. Check it out. There's a link down below. I got 1,000 guys who've already got this thing and tell me the best things ever because they use the techniques, they implement the strategies, become an attractive guy, and then, boom, you profit. You meet lots of women. So check that out. I hope this made sense today. It is something I bring up a lot on the channel, but I got to make sure I just screw that into your head so you get it and so you get more results in your dating life.